let's drink up and let's run these ropes, right? Let's get it started, right? Mm-hmm. Remember when we had overlays and shit? That was nice. Me either.
That was beautiful.
Powerhouse Hobbs leads the running the ropes this evening. He he issues a statement on diversity for AEW, bats for Tony Khan and the powers that be. How we feeling about Hobbs' statement and stance here, PCF? What talk to me a minute, man. What's going on here, bro?
I mean, he mentions how he's been put in these high-profile matches with CM Punk and facing the John Moxley for the heavyweight title, but I mean, does it make a difference? Tony Khan said what he said, and he man was acting brave behind the keyboard, bro.
You think so?
Think about it like this: when people say bad shit about Vince, do you see Vince defending himself on Twitter?
No, definitely not.
Vince also doesn't communicate through Twitter though. Vince communicates through firing people and fucking doing the promo.
What? You're fired.
Look at every interview. Brett screwed Brett. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Vince grew up in our era where he can manage Twitter, Vince be talking mad shit.
Yo, can you imagine?
Mad shit.
You thought Trump was bad on Twitter?
Jesus.
You thought Trump was bad on Twitter?
I mean, they are boys.
Unleash Vince McMahon.
I think we're better off that he doesn't know how to work that shit. Let's
wait
leave him like that.
Wait until he retires. When he starts talking shit.
WCW could suck my big fat nuts. Would be his first. It would be his first tweet.
You know how we say take the mic away from like Bret Hart, Ric Flair? They have to be like take the Twitter away from Vince.
Yeah, before we even give it to him. Before he even gets it.
Take his BlackBerry. Take that shit.
Can you imagine how crazy it would have been for each and every signing? And it would have been even worse. Eddie Kingston wants them to sign everybody. Apparently, Eddie Kingston says, sign them all. I want everybody to come to AEW, and it's only gonna make me step my game up more. And if that happens, you're gonna get more eyes on the product. You're gonna get a better AEW. Why the fuck not, right? But what if you try to better yourself and you fail?
I mean,
then what?
But the opportunity was there, and I think that's what everybody wants is opportunity.
Yeah.
That's what Swole complained about. She didn't have the opportunity. She says that people like her don't have the opportunity, right? Going back to our previous topic, but ultimately, like, it's about opportunity, and the more people sign up to AEW, the less opportunity there is wholesale. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing that people don't talk about when they talk about AEW and this whole like signing, they're doing a lot of signing, is that they're not doing what WWE did. Right. They're not signing 1 billion people and keeping them in catering. They're signing 1 billion people, and yeah, some people are in catering.
500,000 are in catering.
And then some people are doing indie shows, and they're still marketing themselves, and they're still out there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still
Brian Cage.
Yo, what? Like,
Janela.
He's not like they're not.
Let's go.
Ones. Like,
damn,
Martinez.
I'm bad. That's COVID.
Thunder
that has
Rosa,
to be COVID.
right? Thunder Rosa, who's like up there in the card, like she's regularly
Thunder
on
Rosa's
the
up
NBC.
here for me.
When you look at like Moxley, right? Moxley, when he was around, like he was regularly on the indie scene.
High school cafeterias, right?
And if you were with us last week, what we talked about is that their biggest win is that they're utilizing the roster the right way. Like, it doesn't feel like there's too much talent. It doesn't feel like it's forced upon you. It works. Right. I mean, look at how they've utilized Sting.
Yes.
Sting has been utilized to the perfect amount. If the E can take some notes on this, because if not, you get the Undertaker, right?
I'm so glad you said that, because
I know you would be.
I'm afraid about Hook.
Ooh. Talk about it.
Because Hook is being
so is Peter Pan.
Like perfect right now. Like they're playing him perfectly right now. Less is more with Hook.
It will be a rampage.
The more he starts to like really catch on, I feel like if Tony Khan, all right, if he wouldn't be in WWE, WWE would have milked it already. They would have like blown their load on this shit. They would have been like, oh, Hook in the front of everything. Hook would have main evented.
You mean like Braun Breaker?
Yes. Like Braun, like he would have just been like, oh, that's it. Like the crowds wouldn't fuck. Either like we bury him because he's not mine, or like we push him to the front. But in AEW, because we haven't had something like that yet, some like really organic up and comer just fucking like blowing the roof. Yo, you realize his graphic got more of a pop than everybody else's music? Like he was out there just like doing nothing, and that's his allure. That's it. So AEW, in terms of like playing things perfectly, they've played things perfectly with him so far, but they haven't had a lot of experience long term. So what's interesting to see is like as they get all these signings and whatever, can you continue this recipe? Can you continue this recipe where someone has a title run and then they're out for a couple of months, which I think is beautiful. That's where the Attitude Era thrived, where people would get hurt, either a work injury or a real injury, but they'd get hurt and they'd be out for months, and you'd want them to come back, and boom, they came back, and it was a big deal, right? Can we keep doing that in a way that's fresh? Look at Jericho. Jericho just came back, big pop, Newark.
Look at Jericho's hairline.
Shit was bleeding down his face. what was streaming down more? Who is it? Daniel Bryanson's blood or Jericho's hair
dye?
Yeah, the hair dye was glistening. It was glistening for sure.
Looking like Rudy Giuliani.
That's right, JJ. That's right.
Yo.
Listen.
Yeah, subscribe and like, hit that button right now. All right, follow us on Twitch, SoundCloud, iTunes, your mother's